And what are the implications of the state energy laws and regulations if they are included as part of an EPA-approved state implementation plan to comply with the Clean Power Plan? And I just wondered if that also goes, if that could tie into your testimony, where you had mentioned that when you're looking at some of this relationship's occurring, that states might get into a mother may I relationship with the EPA that never existed before. Would that tie into that?
Congressman, it does. The concern that I raised is I do think that there is a risk that this is a rather dramatic change jurisdictionally, and states will at least need to consider it as they decide whether they're going to go down the path of a state compliance plan. The reason I say that is in the past, EPA might just be regulating emission sources either by source or a fleet, but not the entire regulatory regime in an integrated resource plan standpoint that a state might have. So to the degree that a state goes down the path of creating effectively a carbon integrated resource plan, they'll be putting into that things that have traditionally been set by state legislatures: renewable portfolio standards, building codes, energy efficiency standards, in addition to traditional sort of power plant decisions. To the degree that then becomes blessed by EPA and submitted and approved by EPA, it's a much different jurisdictional relationship than has existed before, because if a state goes back and decides, well, maybe the RPS should be 25% instead of 30%, or maybe our state building codes should be adjusted because something isn't working, in many ways, it will have lost that opportunity because it will have become a part of a federally approved plan and would then need to seek approval from the EPA, depending on how it's structured.
Well, let me follow up. What would that do to costs in those states, especially when you're dealing with, or a district like mine that has 60,000 manufacturing jobs? And is that going to drive costs up? Is there going to be less, that flexibility that a state could do in the future? What would happen out there?
Congressman, again, I think it's a bit too early to tell specifically because we don't know what the compliance plans would look like or what a federal compliance plan would look like. I would just point to the trend lines, which is in those states that have moved more aggressively and have been first movers on some of these issues. The trend line has been towards increasing electric rate environment.
Thank you.